Alright, video number 2 today. Doing some more comedy stuff, just going off my list. I have a bunch of stuff in the phone on the list, and I was just kind of jotting it down. I need to get a regular nice camera, small camcorder, which also mounts on this thing, like a smartphone or a camera. That way I can just read off my phone or look up stuff. And once I start doing more gigs out there, I want to do bigger gigs, not these stupid ass 5-minute things. Other fucking things. Forgot to turn the other thing on. But these 5-minute or 7-minute gigs, they're not even enough to like give you a warm-up. It's pathetic. You can't even stand there and warm up. I get up there and it's like, and you start thinking about your shit. If you don't have a list, to help you, to help your brain, remember, you're up there and you're rushed. You can't even warm up. And then other guys get up there and they forget their stuff, and their stories suck and it's not that good. Some people may not like my stuff. Whatever, I don't care. But I know most people do. They're finding this shit funny because I'm talking about everyday stuff that happens, random shit. I'm not standing here making up some joke and everything because I don't know how to make up jokes, or I'm just not in the mood to do it. I like to talk about shit that just happens because it does just happen out there. Everyday shit that happens. So I can't make up anything. It's not how I am. And it's therapy. When you're doing comedy like this and telling stories, it's therapy. But I gotta get another camera, and then I can use the phone. But other than that, I gotta write stuff down a little bit. It's freaking hot out there. Got a headache from stress and just dealing with stuff, and this girl. It's always something. But oh man, oh boy. When you're wearing gloves, you're working outside, working some job, or working inside, outside, inside, don't matter, doing whatever. You're wearing gloves, okay? And the gloves start to stink, and then your hands start to stink, You bring it up to your face, and you're like, oh, it smells like ass. Like you had your hand up your ass, or somebody's ass, or something. They stink, and it's pretty much what minor smell like wearing these gloves. Well, maybe that'll get me out of the habit of doing this shit, putting a hand up on the face, but they do stink, let me tell you, when you're wearing gloves. You're sweating and everything else. But the one day, I'm not sure if I talked about this in another video, but oh well, I'm gonna repeat it. But I was working out in his woods property, cutting up trees, cutting up branches off the trees, all kinds of stuff. And he's always worried about what I'm doing there, worried about his property, worried about people coming on there and stealing. It's like, just chill out, man. And he wanted to video chat me on the Facebook. So I got in the car and was going down, someplace to another area, town, to go to a lawnmower shop and get a, one of those things that you roll the trees with, to roll it over when you're cutting with a chainsaw. I wanted to buy one of those. I never had one. So, he wanted to video chat me, so we did it in the car. And he's up on the screen, and I started laughing because his damn head is all shiny. His hairline goes up to here, forehead right there, and it's all shining. You can see the light shining off it. I start freaking laughing, and he's laughing. I'm like, your face, your damn face is shiny. You can see the light shining off it. So we're freaking laughing, cracking up, and then we just, start talking about stuff, getting serious. And meanwhile, his face is all shiny and shit. And he must have like put some kind of lotion, I don't know, something on there, shined it all up, just like people polish their head, scalp, it's all shiny. I probably won't have that, you know. I get dry scalp and all kinds of bullshit, dermatitis. I don't know what the hell my scalp look like, or if I would look good bald or not. Just don't know. But I tell you what. But one time, like a long time ago, my dad was telling us a story. He's always had some stories too. When he was working on the different oil wells, like he was the oil well, like a manager and maintenance person. So what these people do is they drive to the different oil wells, you know, in whatever state you're in, pump jacks and stuff. You go there, like there's the pump jacks that go like this, pumping the oil out. And then there's oil rigs there where the oil is stored. So a guy comes with a semi-truck, you know, and loads up the truck with the oil, empties out the tanks, and then he hauls it somewhere else, you know, and it gets sold and used for gas. So when people have oil rigs and oil wells, you know, they're obviously making money off the oil. The people who have it on their property, like if I had one on a property, like I'd be making money from it. People make lots of money from it. And depending on how gas is and the prices and where we're getting it from and stuff like that. Anyway, this trucker guy would always come to these different wells that my dad checked, and he got to know him that way for years and years. Well, the guy has like false teeth. You know, I'm not sure, can't remember if it's upper and lower or one, or I think the whole thing probably. Well, no, because you gotta have a bottom and a top. So I can't remember if it was top or bottom, but he was telling us the story, like he was at a well walking around, all of a sudden he's seen teeth laying there in the ground. And you know, he's looking at me, he's like, I wonder if that's so-and-so's teeth, you know? So he calls him on the phone. He's like, hey, so-and-so, are you missing your teeth? Because I found a set of teeth here in the ground. He's like, well, I don't know, let me check. Like, he can hear him on the phone, like licking and feeling in his mouth. And then he's like, my God, I lost my teeth. I did lose my teeth. Those must be it. Well, how the fuck do you don't know you lost your teeth? You know, like you're feeling around, there's no fucking teeth up there. How do you not know, you know, that they're up there? I mean, none of us know, none of us could figure it out, but he couldn't tell the difference, I guess. But so I think eventually I don't know how they met up or where he picked him up at. My dad either kept him in the truck and then eventually gave him to him. I don't remember. I have to ask him, but yeah, the damn things are just laying in the dirt. He's picking them up. Hey, you got someone's teeth. Oh my God, I lost my teeth. How do you not know if you lose your teeth? Like, seriously. I mean, crazy stuff. The other night, I was walking through Kent. Like it's a college town, like Colorado, like Boulder, Colorado. It's a huge college town. You got all these bars and all this stuff. Nice stuff, and liberal people and liberals everywhere, and you know, different foreigners and stuff like that. And one of those nights I was walking down, you know, the sidewalk and that, turning a corner or something, crossing the street. There's this bald guy standing there. One of those people's handing out little booklets and stuff, you know, Bible booklets and this and that, little booklets that they make and print up, I don't know, or get from somewhere. And you know, he don't know my story, what my life has been. I don't know him, but I'm like, I pretty much stopped, or he stopped me, starts talking to me like they usually do. And I'm like, oh boy, here we go. And he starts telling me about his drug addict story. He's like, well, you know, I was coming into Kent here, and you know, this, you know, so-and-so or Bobby, he was living in that apartment over there, and I was getting drugs from him. You know, I just kept getting drugs from him, and you know, this and that and everything. I'm like, okay, yeah. Well, I'm thinking I've been through more interesting shit than this, like a lot of shit, and had near death, depression, and took these pills, and my, hydroxyzine, and your heart rate drops down, and, so bad, and so I had near death. Plus, one of the times at the hospital, they gave me anxiety medicine through the IV. Same thing. I was like a ghost, like a shock. A ghost walking around, out of body, okay? I had all kinds of shit. And he's talking about, oh, I used to get drugs from this guy. Yeah, probably so as 10 other people, He's a fucking dealer. What's new around here? But then he's like, well, I got all saved and, became a Christian, born again Christian or whatever, got baptized and everything. Okay, yeah, I got baptized when I was a baby and stuff. You should only be able to do it once for one thing. And then another thing is, all religions basically believe in that, and then you got people and theologists that say there's nothing you can do. You can't get baptized, you can't do nothing, you can't worship saints, you can't do nothing to get to heaven. You got to believe in Jesus Christ. That's it. That's it. The only way. So you got theologists and people like that doing that and stuff. Then you got pastors and, saying otherwise, that, no, my belief is this. I don't care if it helps me or not. I do it to help people, do stuff to help people for me, because I'm a humanitarian and I don't like to see people suffering. So I do it because I'm not going to see people suffer. Simple as that. It feels good, and I know I'm doing the right thing, and I know God leads me to it and gave me all this experience and led me to it. So I know that I'm supposed to do it. And nobody needs to tell me otherwise, because I feel it. And I've had an awakening and all this stuff, okay? I'm like 5th dimensional here. Like, I'm on this level up here, okay? Anyway, but, he's trying to tell me this stuff, and he gave me a little book. It said Romans Road, and it has like different little, things, messages. But he's like, yeah, and then I decided to try and find him. And I ran into his wife at the store, grocery store, and I asked him. She said he was in, trying to think what the hell he said he was in. Somewhere out west or whatever. Well, then come to find out, he was like down in Missouri and shit. So he goes down there, and I guess he found him. I don't know, I can't remember, but finds this guy, and I don't know what happened after that. I don't think he really finished his story, but he finds the guy, and I don't know if he was trying to hope to change him too. I don't know. But, you walk around, and there's always somebody right there, trying to give out stuff and pass literature out. And, I mean, I'm trying to say my story too. I want to get out there and public speak, and do the same thing, besides comedy. I pass out flyers. I drive around to all these colleges and email different psych and business professors, and that's what I've been doing. High schools, and, I just keep going. But, in a way I'm trying to do it too. But it's like I have a big-ass story, not just like one thing. I did some drugs. Well, I did this. The end. Well, for me, it's not the end. It just keeps going. My life just keeps going, and shit just keeps happening every day. I'm dealing with something, or trying to love a girl and show her love, and she can't accept it, doesn't know how to, blah, 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 blah. Nobody knows what the hell they're doing, doesn't know how to receive love and be a humanitarian or anything. It's unbelievable out there. But I got a big story to tell, and I'm going to tell it. But I'm really tired and exhausted because I didn't get any sleep last night, because I was like all manic or depressed and low. And, people can do that to you. Life can do that to you sometimes. So, all right, 14 minutes and 50 minutes into it, or 50 seconds into it. Like and share, subscribe, please. and just get my name out there, Adam P. Geiger. And, you know, if you find my Facebook, Adam Paul Geiger, you can follow me, whatever, send me a message. Look up The Awakening on Facebook. Landscaping page, On the Edge Landscaping. If you're in Ohio and you're like around Akron, Kent, Youngstown, Portage County, you know, within Northeast Ohio, hey, want to come do your yard or clean up the place or do a house clean out, do whatever, let me know. Shoot me a message anywhere on those platforms. So, good night or good morning or wherever the hell you're at out there. Good afternoon, good day, and goodbye.